to the consumers, because by providing better alternatives, we can cover both the environment, recycling, etc., the S society consumers, and also the governments with responsible marketing, etc. So yes, technology is the key enabler for the way forward. We aim to continue that path in order to provide investments and a lot of employment opportunities for the country. So this is extremely important for us, this link.
Thank you very much. Our final speaker is Vasilis Papoulias from Office Line, and because I know it's not what's on your program, could you just perhaps tell us your role at Office Line, because I know your chief executive couldn't be here, so you have to.
Yes, I'm a chief operating officer.
Chief operating officer. So next best thing. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to participate in that panel and exchange views with such interesting participants. So I think that past year was a year of significant change. We all agree with that. We realize a second wave of innovation across all industries, and we see organization to accelerate all the digital initiatives in order to build resiliency, but also transform the business. So it was dual mode, I think. And as most of the participants here, we are realizing that we have a great momentum in that country. We have a government with clear digital strategy, with initiatives that landing with agile mode. We have availability of funding through Greece 2.0 that actually helps the recovery, but also the acceleration of economy. And finally, I think we have an environment of trust, which is a reflection is the announcement of digital players like Amazon, or the announcement of Microsoft for the new data center. However, I think that a very important factor of success in order to leverage all these conditions is the digital skills, is the human factor. And I think that there is a lot of discussion on that. There is a lot of initiatives in order to cover. And we see that we want citizens to be more comfortable with the new tools, with the new process. We need employees to retrain themselves in order to leverage the new tools, the new investments, and be able to realize the return of investments, of the recent investments, if you like, or undergoing investments that's happening. And for ICT companies like ours, it's really a challenge to attract, train, and if you like, to retain professionals with digital skills, and in order to be able to support the transformation of a significant pipeline of projects that are happening in our country as we speak. And I think that if we go now, due to this significant demand of professionals, I think we used to say customer first, but I think that we move to employee first sometimes. Anyhow, I think that digital technologies are not transforming only our business, are transforming our lives and our society. And being successful to develop the necessary digital skills will definitely boost the job creation, improve the efficient collaboration of the public and private sector, but I think most importantly will drive a sustainable growth of economy that everybody will be able to participate.
Thank you. Well, again, I think you brought in a crucial element, which is the human factor. I'm struck by this, by the way, that if we were putting ourselves 10 or perhaps even 5 years in the past and imagining this conversation, it would have been totally extraordinary that we could be discussing these things today and that things could be moving so fast and in so many dimensions on the tech front. And one wonders in another 10 years' time what will be possible. But one also has to think what could possibly go wrong. We've heard a few of the things that could possibly at least provide pause for thought, privacy issues, the human factor being perhaps a bottleneck. We haven't really gone into cybersecurity all that much, but that's clearly a critical element, increasingly critical element as well. So many things to consider. Unfortunately, we're right out of time. We don't have time for the discussion that I would have loved to have had on this subject, but I think we've had an incredibly rich set of perspectives on TECH-CELERATION, a real sense of excitement, if I may say, of what is going on, a sense of the possibilities, but I think also a sense that this is going to be at the heart of our conversation for many years to come, because this is where clearly the future lies, and it's critical for the competitiveness of an economy and the aims of a society to get this right. So thank you very much for giving us such a broad, and thank you for joining us remotely. I think that's more or less worked, and we look forward to picking up this theme in future years as well. Thank you.